Larry Centers was a trailblazer. A Texas native, Centers was born in Tatum and grew up in Longview, where he started playing football in elementary school. He continued playing through middle school and high school until his junior year, when he was dismissed from the team for missing a study hall, prompting him to call it quits on his football career as a whole. He proceeded to get a job as a dishwasher at a local restaurant, but stayed close to the game, watching from the stands on the Fridays he was off. He would see his peers from Little League, who he felt he was equally if not more talented than, receive high praise, and it would be those feelings that reignited his desire to return to the field. He would get his opportunity after his family moved back to Tatum, where his mother was a school administrator. Centers transferred to Tatum High School, where he joined the varsity team for 1 year and had a solid season. While he had a strong showing and had hoped to attend Baylor or Texas Tech, neither had shown genuine interest, and he was seriously considering going the junior college route, until one coach, Lynn Graves, from a local D1 AA school named Stephen F. Austin, offered him a 4-year scholarship. Originally committed as a wide receiver, everything would change after Centers broke his pinky while diving for a pass in practice one day. As a result, he was moved to the scout team as a special teamer and running back, where he routinely burned the first team defense. He would finally get a chance to see real game action during his sophomore year, after the team's starting running back went down with an injury. Centers responded with 6 straight 100-yard performances to finish the season, and went on to lead the team in receptions, rushing yards, and scrimmage yards during his junior and senior years. Despite his production, many scouts thought he was undersized and lacked the speed needed to succeed in the pros. He ended up being drafted by the Phoenix Cardinals in the 5th round of the 1990 draft, who also wound up selecting 3 other running backs that year. Somewhat of an afterthought, Centers not only faced heavy competition, but he didn't even play in the last preseason game, and assumed he'd be cut. To his surprise, he ended up making the roster, and joined the scout team, where he seized the opportunity and treated each practice as though it were game day. His efforts would pay off, and he finally got an opportunity to see the field towards the end of the season as a special teamer. Eager to earn more playing time, Centers approached head coach Joe Bugle for feedback on where he could improve. Like many young running backs, Centers learned that refining his pass protection skills would help him get onto the field faster. He took the advice to heart and spent the offseason honing in the capability. He became proficient and eventually began earning more playing time, largely as the third down specialist. One thing led to another, and before he knew it, he became a safety valve for the quarterback. His reception total would increase in each of the next 4 seasons, and by 1995, he had one of the greatest receiving seasons by a modern fullback in NFL history, catching a career-high 101 passes for 962 yards and 2 receiving scores, making him the first running back to ever record 100 receptions in a season. For an encore, he would catch 99 passes for 766 yards the following season, and had a career-high 7 receiving touchdowns. He also had a career-high 425 rushing yards and added 2 more scores on the ground. His production would be recognized with first-team All-Pro honors, as well as a 2nd consecutive Pro Bowl bid. While his contributions were steadfast during his tenure as a Cardinal, it unfortunately didn't translate into wins. Arizona lacked stability at coach and quarterback, and had only made 1 postseason appearance during Centers' 9 years in the Grand Canyon State. While he learned to cope with defeat, he had a distaste for losing, and often pointed a finger at himself for the team's shortcomings. Somewhat ironically, the Cardinals would release their loyal fullback after their playoff run in 1998. Centers would sign with Washington, where he quickly became a leader and made a huge impact, recording 69 receptions and catching a game-winning touchdown in overtime late in the season, helping Washington secure their first NFC East title in 8 years. He had another productive season in DC the following year, grabbing 81 passes, before signing with the Bills in 2001, where he picked up where he left off and added another 80 receptions to his total. He would be named to his 3rd Pro Bowl and entered the top 10 list of most receptions recorded by a player. Centers played in Buffalo for 1 more year, but Father Time was beginning to catch up. With a diminishing skill set, Centers signed with the Patriots as a blocker and veteran presence. And after all those agonizing years of defeat, he would finally be rewarded with a Super Bowl win in 2003. He decided to walk away on top and retired after the season. He finished his career with 2,188 rushing yards, 42 total touchdowns, and caught 827 passes for 6,797 yards. The receptions are the most by any running back, and ranked 36th among all players, ahead of Hall of Famers Steve Largent, Shannon Sharpe, Marshall Faulk, and Michael Irvin. A tough runner, Centers was the hammer at the point of contact, never the nail. While he never received the recognition he deserved, the stats are indisputable, and his production steadily improved even with the role of the fullback position diminishing. I want to thank you for watching, and I would love to hear your thoughts on Larry Center's career.